High school sports, where the student athletes of today are forged into men and women of tomorrow. Join our Chippewa Valley Big Reds and Dakota Cougars on their journey towards building their skills and identities, learning to endure through struggles and setbacks, discovering the camaraderie of working together as a team, and feeling the unparalleled rush of achieving greatness on the field. Welcome to CVC TV Sports.
Welcome inside Chippewa Valley High School. I'm Brad Fetters for Chippewa Valley Cable Television, joined once again by my broadcast partner, Jeff Vitale. And Jeff, Happy New Year 2024 starting, and we got ourselves a good MAC Red matchup. A little bit of a get-right game tonight between the 0-2 Stevenson Titans and the Chippewa Valley Big Reds that are also at the bottom of the MAC Red standings at 0-2. A win here tonight really could catapult them in terms of where they stand in the MAC Red.
Yeah, Brad, Happy New Year to you and everyone watching at home. Hopefully more than all 7 of you. Yeah, this is a big game for both teams. Big Reds kind of came out against Grosse Pointe South in Dakota. Dropped a close one at Dakota. We were there for that one. Where the Titans have kind of had a little of the easier start, and they still got Dakota and, they got Grosse Pointe South still to come. So we're early on in the MAC Red schedule, 2 games in out of the 10, but this is a big game because if you go 0-3 in this division, you got a long climb back to the top.
Yeah, you start out 0-3 in the MAC Red, your chances at a league title are slim to none. As you mentioned, the Titans off to a very rough start, 1-7 overall. They've lost 4 straight. Their only win on the season was over MAC Blue Henry Ford II. Ford just at 4-4, so not a great win for Stevenson, but a win nonetheless. It's going to be an uphill climb tonight. Chippewa Valley playing much better basketball. They already had that tough stretch of their schedule, but are playing much better. Winners of 2 straight, including come from behind victory over Eisenhower.
Yeah, the Big Reds kind of took care of their own holiday tournament. Played Kimball Academy. I was at that game. We'll just leave it at that. It was a little on the rough side.
A little lopsided.
But they came back in a nice game, championship game against Ike. And, now you want to get into MAC Red play here and kind of get the ball rolling because your games were at Grosse Pointe South and at Dakota. So you do have those 2 guys at home coming back on the back end. So you want to get some momentum rolling, and they come back here and maybe get a little home cooking on your side.
Chippewa Valley in those home whites, Sterling Heights Stevenson in their road blacks. And looky there, number 14, Zach Bazuk, the 6'3" junior, inserted into the starting lineup. Good to see him back after the knee injury.
Oh, it's great to see Zach back. He's been itching at this for a whole time. We kind of talked to him a little before the game. He's going to get a few minutes as he's trying to just strengthen that knee back and get back into playing shape. So good to see him out here. This is a team that can really shoot the 3, but yet really kind of hasn't got it going as a team. So, hoping to maybe exploit some things tonight. Barth is someone who can shoot it. We know what Jordan Wright can do. Kind of been a slow starter in these early games, so we'll see if they get him off early.
Ooh, in and out miss there for Jordan Wright.
good look at it.
Bazuk's joined in the starting lineup by Dennis Barth, Owen Pepperton, Jordan Wright, and Ray Hester. Good tie-up, terrific defense inside by Bazuk, and right on cue. Those are the sort of intangibles he brings. Was a little bit of a six-man last season for head coach Corey Smith. Probably going to be a starter from here on out for the Big Reds.
You know, yeah, and as anything, just trying to get him out there right early, too, and shake off some rust. You know, it's a little tougher when you're sitting on the bench, but you get out there and get back into game speed, it's a different story. So one thing to think of here, Brad, too, is this team, Stevenson I'm talking about, was up 19-8 early on Dakota before dropping by, I believe it was 13. So they got off to a really good start against Dakota. This team is scrappy. They're chippy. They love to shoot the three, and they can really be a thorn in your side.
Three on its way off the back heel, tapped around and controlled by the Titans. They push it up the floor, and it'll be a coast-to-coast jam for Kyron Ross. The Titans line up this way. Sam Kashat, Mazino Amua, Kyron Ross with the jam, Lucas Timbuck, and number 22, the junior, Graham James. Slow start offensively so far for the Big Reds. Ross into the front court, picks up the dribble. Whoa, NBA three. He buries it. Oh, my. Quick 7 points for the Titans.
Yeah, they come out firing. This almost looks like the same game they played against the Cougars, and now you got an excited Stevenson Titan team right now.
Bazuk skies for that, goes up strong, no good. Follows up is missed with a make.
Yeah, the biggest thing for Bastiuk is to kind of just get some strength on that knee. No, it's strong, but when you're coming off of that knee surgery, it's kind of hard to trust at the beginning. There's a nice pass.
Bullet pass up ahead to Bazuk, goes up and under, no good. Wright able to track down the rebound. Three on its way, off the back heel, tapped around. Foul call coming up against the Titans. Possession will stay with Chippewa Valley. Donovan Harris and Josh Anderson checking in for Chippewa Valley. They'll replace Zach Bazuk and Owen Pepperton.
Zach said he was only expecting to play about 10, 12 minutes tonight. They're going to test it, give him some rest, but the biggest thing is going to be getting some confidence back on it.
Ray Hester drives the lane, can't hit. Going up strong, Josh Anderson comes down with the board. Quickly over to Harris, back out to Ray Hester. Three on its way from the elbow, no good. Offensive strong rebound, Dennis Barth. Barth does a little bit of everything for Chippewa Valley. He's a little bit of an unsung hero.
Yeah, he had some big shots in the Dakota game. This is a team that can really light it up, but both teams kind of controlling the offensive glass early too. And as this game goes on, for anyone to seize control of this game, you really got to limit those second chance points. Second chance points at this level just kill your team.
And Barth misses the first free throw short. Nice to see Ray Hester out there. I know he had a fabulous game in that comeback victory against Eisenhower. He scored a game-high 14 points. Sat out all last season after the long football season, but said, you know what? I'm coming back for my senior year. I want to give it a shot and hang out with my teammates and experience my senior year playing basketball, and good for Ray Hester.
This is a team, Brad, that I know Jordan Wright's kind of the feature player, but there's a lot of guys in this team that can lead this team in scoring 5 different games if you look at it. But there's a lot of talent on this team. They're athletic. We've seen how good their press can be. The press is, press even gave the Cougars a hard time. They get their hands on everything. They're quick. This team can put points on the board in a hurry. But as we've seen them too, they also kind of dig themselves a hole early. So sometimes for the Big Reds, Coach Smith has said, sometimes it's kind of just staying out of their own way and just kind of letting them go a little bit. You know what I mean?
That was a slow start to last season, especially offensively for Chippewa Valley. Now they're averaging just over 53 points per game, sit at 5-4. So a little bit of a better start to this year than last. But if the three-pointer's not falling, they can find themselves in some holes.
Yeah, I mean, when you live and die by the three, but, you know, you got some inside players, too, and they got a good mix. But, you know, when you're knocking them down, you're lethal. When you're not, you got to find different ways to manufacture some points. And right now, the free throw line has not been very kind to Chippewa Valley.
Yeah, it's an empty trip down the floor as Donovan Harris misses both free throws. Hanging and not hitting as Koznicki goes up for the rebound. Pass ahead to Jordan Wright. He'll slow things down. They rip it around the perimeter. Donovan Harris now will slow things up for Ray Hester on the right side. Dump down low as Jordan Wright draws a triple team and turns the ball over.
Yeah, you got to let him know when someone leaves you to come double or even triple him at that time, because now you got to kick it out to someone who's open. And they were a little late. They got a mismatch on a switch, and they were a little late getting him the ball, and the Big Reds couldn't take advantage of that opportunity.
Now here comes that full court pressure by Chippewa Valley. They'll back off on it. Sam Kashat has the basketball. Dangles it between his legs. Now fires a pass over to Mua. Ball fake. Gets his defender up in the air. Now passes off. Kashat between the rings. Goes over to his left-hand side. Hesitation. Pulls up. Goes over to James. James drives the lane. Floats one up. Gets his own offensive rebound. Three on its way. No good. Short and out of bounds.
Well, the student section's going to leave. Let them know about that, as Andrew Schuster and Anthony Wright have been kind of the guys that on Mr. Smith is deemed on Twitter to kind of assemble a student section. And it's been a few years since we've kind of seen the big student sections come back here at Chippewa Valley. Nice to see. You know, maybe they're the lift this team needs, especially in these home games.
Yep, got to make the Valley a tough place to play.
Little Syracuse extended zone here.
Three on its way from Josh Johnson's no good. Rebounded by Donovan Harris, and he stepped out of bounds. Or did he? Are they accusing Ryan Joseph not being in the coach's box?
I don't know. Maybe a warning, because he retreated pretty quick, so that might be it. Although we did have just a substitution, but no foul there, so that might just been a warning.
Sideline warning.
Not the same signal as it is in football.
Coach Joseph was near the Gatorade container and maybe interfered, so to speak, with Josh Johnson's ability in that far corner.
Coach Joseph's got some hands over there. He caught that thing whistling across the floor.
It's going to be Josh Johnson, the trigger right in front of that Titan bench.
Belante comes in. He's a shooter, too. There's a lot of shooters on this team.
Harris drives. They're going to wave off the basket. Not going to give him continuation.
They would have in the NBA.
And I'll say the foul was on the floor, but more importantly, that's the fourth Titan team foul.
Donovan Harris plays a lot bigger in that 6'1" frame.
Big Reds have kind of been stuck on 3 points for a while, as this one has really sort of kind of bogged down offensively. Kick outside, Bellanti. Now Josh Johnson will reset the offense. 3:10 left to go, opening quarter of play. So glad you decided to tune us in tonight here on Chippewa Valley Cable Television. Brad Furs alongside my main man, Jeff Vitale. First broadcast of 2024. Plenty of action all season long here on Chippewa Valley Cable Television. Bring you boys and girls varsity basketball.
Yeah, you gotta start knocking down some of these shots, Brad, if you're gonna get the Titans out of this zone. 'Cause right now, it's really playing to their favor.
This is a Titan offense that's only averaging 43 points per game. So one would think perhaps it'll be first to 50 here tonight.
Yeah, like I said, they're just a scrappy little team that just loves to pester you, and you know, if you let it, now you see them out. They came out of the 2-3 zone anyway, and now we're in a man. So trying to give the offense multiple looks to throw you off.
We mentioned those 2 straight wins for Chippewa Valley in their home holiday tournament, including a championship game win from behind against Eisenhower. Prior to those 2 wins, it was 4 straight losses, as Brandon Valenti knocks one down, the 6'3" sophomore from distance.
Yeah, he can knock it down. He's a shooter.
Kashat floats one up, hits, and the harm.
Yeah, Harris stepped in a little late there and got the block, and and one for the Titans. Going to try to push that lead back out again as the Big Reds kind of cut into that lead. If you're Stevenson, you're here. I mean, you want to play, make Chippewa Valley play catch-up all night long, Brad.
And Titans have gotten out to this early lead. A shot with 4 quick ones. Kyron Ross had the jam and the three-pointer. The only 2 Titans to score so far in this basketball game. A shot, 6-foot junior, knocks down the free throw. Yeah, it's 10-6, 2:10 left to go in the first.
Ross got out to a blazing start and kind of really ignited the Titans early, and things have kind of settled down now a little bit.
Harris loses the dribble momentarily, regains, goes over to Johnson. Follow-up is made by number 11, Josh Anderson.
Yeah, look at the explosiveness of coming down and going right back up. Got his own rebound and put it back in, but you know, you're the Titans right now. You're going to have to box these guys out because you can't out-jump the Big Reds.
Chippewa Valley really owning the offensive glass right now. It's been a bright spot offensively for Chippewa Valley. A shot, fall away jumper is good. Look out.
That's a tough shot.
Can't defend that. Anderson pulls up, goes back to Jordan Wright. Defers to Donovan Harris. Harris, lefty dribble. Josh Johnson spins, turns, gets a screen, drives, and has his shot blocked. CJ Alston, freshly into the game, 6'2" senior with the block. Valenti floats a dangerous pass over to Jordan Wright, goes up with the flip shot, doesn't fall. But free throws coming up, 15 foul on the Titans.
It's not a full gym, but pretty good Thursday night crowd.
First week back. Not even a full week back.
Nope. Well, we mentioned about the struggles from the free throw line for the Big Reds, and Jordan Wright used almost every inch of that rim, that cylinder, to get that thing to fall.
And Chippewa Valley 2 for 5 thus far from the free throw line. Two makes at the charity line for Jordan Wright. First 2 points of the ball game. 12-10 Titans still in front.
Give Jordan a blow here the last minute of the quarter.
Cass Sanders into the game, where's 24 for Chippewa Valley. Zach Bazuk back in as well. Kashat pulls up, yo-yos the basketball into this near side corner for Kyron Ross. Kick it back outside, Marco Cindric gets the kind shooter's touch, his first bucket of the ball game. Cindric, just a freshman. Joshua Anderson, little Euro step move.
Wow.
Took an absolute shot. He's slow to get up, gets aided by CJ Alston. Terrific sportsmanship there by the young man.
Yeah, a lot of contact. They let that go. I don't know if they were just deemed that Anderson was out of control or what, but.
Good save by Kashat. He's able to dribble that basketball off of Josh Johnson, the defender, out of bounds. So the Titans will reset. Late substitution as they'll bring in Mazzino Amua.
Kashat does a nice job around the Titans offense. He's very under control. He doesn't try to do more than he's capable of doing. And those are the kind of guys you want running your point.
Kashat leads all scorers right now with 7 points. Kyron Ross has a basketball in his hands. He has 5, including that big dunk. Under 10 to go. Tapped away. Chippewa Valley's going to have to hurry to get up a shot. Joshua Anderson hangs, can't hit. And that will do it for the first quarter of basketball. The road team, the Stevenson Titans, have come in and have captured the early lead, 14-10. Jeff, your thoughts on the first quarter of play?
Well, definitely not a slow developing first quarter. Both teams have really come out running and gunning a little bit, put some points up early, and had a little lull there in between before we saw some some excitement there at the end. Big Reds had a nice break there and a nice steal, just couldn't get it to convert. You know, the biggest thing right now, a lot of opportunities at the line, just not converting those free throws, and we'll see if that kind of changes throughout the game. That could be really a telltale of how things go down the stretch.
At the very start of tonight's broadcast, we mentioned Chippewa Valley and Stevenson both 0-2 in the MAC Red. Right now, Grosse Pointe South and Dakota off to perfect 2-0 starts. And then you got that log jam with L'Anse Creuse North and Roseville, both 1 up, 1 down in MAC Red play. And then obviously there are 2 teams here tonight in the bottom at 0-2. Grosse Pointe South just continues to find ways of winning basketball games. We saw Dakota in that early season victory over Chippewa Valley. Obviously the MAC Red, tough to win, but this year of all years seems like it is a wide open race.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't have a lot of the guys that were here last year with all those schools. And I mean, yeah, there's really no clear-cut favorites. So really, it's anyone's race. Who wants to kind of, Grosse Pointe South and Dakota have kind of jumped out of the gates, but like we said in the beginning of the broadcast, Brad, there's a lot of basketball to go. It's anyone's race.
And that's why I don't think it's much of an overstatement to say just how important this game is here tonight.
Right.
You cannot afford to go 0-3. Your title hopes at 0-3 are pretty much dashed. Right. At 1-2, all of a sudden, things are looking up for you. You can start to build momentum in league play because from here on out, it's pretty much all league games.
Well, remember, it wasn't that long ago, too, where the Big Reds and Cougars shared the Red Division at 6-4.
Right. And we could see a season quite similar to that one, just because I think top to bottom the league is so balanced this year.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun race. We're gonna have a lot of fun calling games all season, and at this point in time, with the way things are, I mean, you're never really out of it.
Right, little step back jumper, no good. Tapped around, last touch by the Titans. Marco Cindric got his paw on that ball.
Yeah, Deshaun Lanier had inside position on him, but man, I'm just kind of impressed with this Cindric-looking kid. This is a freshman. He does not look at the build on him. He doesn't even look like a freshman either. I mean, he looks like a junior out there. Looks very comfortable out there playing with these older guys.
3 on the way by Lanier. Deshaun Lanier. Fantastic football players, I'm sure most of our viewers know. Picks up the first. Ray Hester, mentioned football player as well, going to be taking his talents to Eastern Michigan next season.
The gray turf.
Tough pass, picked off by Rayshon Hester. Going the other way with it, goes up, can't get the layup to fall, and the Titans come away with a rebound. Amua quickly into the front court, slams on the brakes, defers back to Cindric. Little crossover dribble, fires a pass into the far side corner, 3 on its way, hits the side of the backboard. Student section's gonna let him hear about that.
A little
tough
bit.
pass there by Wright. He's able to track it down, tiptoes the sideline. Now fires a pass in the near side corner. Lanier threes, no good. Gets his own rebound. Good control right now by the Big Reds. Rayshon Hester going to slow things down now. Between the circles, little crossover dribbles. What would you call those shoes? Lavender? Purple?
Okay.
Little dribble handoff now to Hester. Pull up, triple try, no good. And it hit the stanchion above the rim.
They're definitely a little darker than Grimace.
A little bit, yeah.
Or lighter, I should say.
Lighter than Grimace, yes.
I would probably be more apt to go with lavender from here, Brad.
Good call.
Oh, jeez.
And banging bodies on the intercept. So another Titan turnover. That's the second personal on Mazzino Amua.
Sanders caught him sleeping a little bit and stepped right in front of it and almost had an easy layup out of it. But nothing's going in easily right now, though. Both teams having to work for everything.
2 minutes gone by, no points, and 1. Jordan Wright, first field goal of the game.
Yeah, you're a defender. You can't let him get the ball there. With as good as he is going both hands, he's going to kill you down there, and that's exactly what he did. Nice little move to his left and chance for the three-point play.
So you talked about the balance and the depth that Corey Smith has this season, and to kind of prove that point, We've had 5 Big Reds score in this basketball game.
Yeah, early on too, at 13, 13 total points, and I mean these guys come at you so many different ways, and just imagine when Bashute gets healthy, it's another weapon you add to the arsenal. So.
And they're going to call a double dribble on the freshman Cindric. I think this trapping style that Chippewa Valley plays uses a lot of energy, so having that depth is really necessary this year.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, you're going to have to be in an outstanding shape. So, yeah, the depth obviously makes you be able to play at that kind of pace where most teams aren't as deep, and you can take that to your advantage.
I think that was kind of sort of maybe the bugaboo the last couple of years for Chippewa Valley, the fact that they really didn't have the depth. They couldn't rely on that 8th or 9th guy off the bench to provide them, especially offense. Right. Defensively, Chippewa Valley always got after it, but they really lacked the depth in terms of scoring. And obviously that's not the case this season.
No, and a mistake the freshman makes trying to throw that ball over Jordan Wright. When you go from playing junior high basketball to varsity basketball, that's a big jump. And yeah, we're only 8 games in, but it takes a little while to get used to the speed of play.
And a dangerous pass into the backcourt. Somehow Kashad's able to go and get it. Now he loses the dribble. It's a turnover, a little 2-on-1 for the Big Reds. And it's Rayshawn Hester that goes up. He's hacked. And will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, he slowed down and he knew he was going to take the foul there. And the defender was kind of playing in the middle, so he made the right move of attacking the basket, not trying to kick that and maybe force a turnover there. So, the Big Reds getting to the free throw line. They were in the bonus in the first, and they already got 3 fouls. The Titans already got 3 fouls already as we're 3 minutes into the second. So, Big Reds getting to the free throw line. You got to make them.
Maybe a little bit of an announcer's curse.
Easier said than done sometimes.
You like the new foul rule? Now that we've seen it a couple times?
I mean, at the high school level, yeah. I mean, at our level, I've had 3 games where we shot 19, 19, and 27 free throws.
Whoa.
And we only play a 24-minute game versus 32 here.
27 free throws?
Yeah, just by my team. So I'd like to say that's coaching, but.
Well, I think it's in an effort to keep the games moving.
Especially in the second and fourth quarters.
Right. Fourth quarters in the past we have seen just really turn into free throw shooting contests as coaches try to extend games for as long as possible with the 1-and-1 situation. So you do away with that. And a timeout called by the Titans.
Yeah, coach didn't like the way that was going, and he's going to settle everyone down and draw something up here really quick unless he saw something that he wanted to exploit.
And we talked about it in our last broadcast, but I think it bears repeating. I think the new rule makes more sense because you've gone away from the college basketball format of two halves. 2 halves, it makes sense to do 1-and-1, I think. 4 quarters with the shorter time frames, I think it makes more sense to have the 5 team fouls, automatic 2 shots. I think it was a good decision by the MHSAA.
Well, especially, when you had situations where teams were down 7 and they just go into a hack-a-shack, and it just, like I said, the pace is boring. The fans are kind of turned off by it, and this is trying to help pick that pace back up and kind of make high school basketball a little bit more fun to watch now.
Now, will it prevent teams from coming back? Well, perhaps. Late in fourth quarters, you might not have the opportunity to come back in basketball games solely on the fact that teams aren't missing the front ends of 1-and-1s anymore. So it's going to require a whole lot of different strategy late in basketball games.
Yeah, especially those 2 shots. And if you're knocking them down, it really makes it tough. So
14-13 our score. 4.5 minutes left to go, first half of play. Titans in front of the Big Reds. Another turnover. Cass Sanders quickly up ahead. Whoa, that was a strange looking pass. Having to go back and get it, and we'll have a backcourt violation against Ray Hester.
Yeah, a little sloppiness right now.
Titans have failed to score. Really, 4 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. They've They haven't put in anything here in the second quarter.
But the Big Reds have only added 3, so they really haven't been able to kind of chomp into that lead, Brad.
That was the Jordan Wright and one, the only bucket of this quarter. It hasn't been pretty. Both of these teams have been off for about a week and a half because of the holiday break.
Yeah, some play in those holiday tournaments, but it's a different style of basketball when you get back into league play. And this is a tough part of the season as you kind of get to the midway point. You just kind of get into a little bit of a funk, and that's where you got to push through it, especially as league play is now going to heat up.
And a little bit of an earlier start to the league schedule as well. You played 2 league games in the middle of December. Titans lost by 11 to L'Anse Creuse North, lost to Dakota by 13. Both of those games were home games for the Titans. Really got to take care of business in league play at home. And this is really where the Titans have hit their rough stretch of the schedule, Jeff. 4 of their next 5 games starting tonight are all on the road. So things not getting any easier for the Stevenson Titans.
A little confusing with the officials. The Titans have hit 5 fouls, and they're going to take the ball out of bounds. Chippewa, they're shooting 2 free throws.
Officials.
That's a tough road stretch too, Brad, by the way.
It's absolutely brutal. And mentioning that road stretch, they do have a home game against Roseville and then 3 straight on the road in league play. Grosse Pointe South, L'Anse Creuse North, and at Dakota. Ooh, is that a gauntlet?
Yeah, I'm sure when Coach saw that schedule, he had to be like, you got to be kidding me right now. Those 3 in a row?
Coleman Area Conference did Ryan Joseph and the Stevenson Titans no favors with that schedule. How about that? 2 makes at the line for Dennis Barth. Gives him 3 points now in the night. Ooh, nearly came away with a steal. 3-point try thought about there by Ross.
Coach Smith wanted to travel so bad.
And Big Reds with the lead now, 15-14.
Little 1-2-2 zone here.
Graham James, 5'9" junior, wears 22 for the Titans. We'll go over to Kashat now. He'll run the point. 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. Titans still looking for their first points of the second frame. Ooh, near intercept there.
That's what it does, is it baits him into it. There it is. There's the hand.
And there's the pocket pick.
Oh, boy.
Up ahead to Barth and out of his reach as he goes all the way out into the athletic hallway, and he comes back.
Dennis Barth doing his best Bo Jackson right there, Brad.
Yeah, running up the tunnel.
That's tough when you get a steal like that and just turn it right back over.
The Titans having difficulties right now with this zone defense. They're flinging the ball every which way. Driving baseline, fast hands by Joshua Anderson. Big Red's active right now on the defensive end.
A little Keystone Cops going here. Ball going everywhere here. Guys got to settle down and play some basketball here. It's getting a little sloppy as the Big Reds have outscored the Titans just under 5 minutes in, and it's 5-0.
Yeah, nice little 5-0 run to start the second quarter.
Titans going to get a chance to break that, though, with some free throws.
Yeah, Kashat going to go to the line. He's a perfect 1-for-1 on the evening from the charity line.
You would think you're a pretty good shooter when your name's Kashat. Kashat.
He makes most of his shots, including that one.
Noah Downster jinx right there.
A little help from the iron kind that time.
We're all square at 15 with 2:49 here to go in the half.
And makes them both. Titans back out in front, 16-15, 2:45 left to go in the first half. Donovan Harris over to Dennis Barth. He's dangerous from distance. Jordan Wright's gonna try one from beyond the line. Popped up in the air, controlled by Johnson, and then right back out of bounds. It'll be Titan ball.
The Big Reds have really dominated the offensive glass. I mean, just all over the Titans.
Not enough to show for it for the effort. Haven't been able to capitalize on those second and third opportunities.
Yeah, we don't have turnover numbers, but I'm sure they're high right now. It's, oh boy.
Johnson takes a little bit of a bump, waits for his trailing teammate in the form of Kuznicki. Gets it right back, holds the basketball on his hip. Now decides to explore the lane and is able to hit.
Yeah, nice job by Josh there getting into the lane.
Comes the 6 Big Red to score. And it's Cindric left wide open.
One of 2 sophomores on this team, so they're going to be around for a while.
Spins, fades, hits.
The young fellow getting heated up here.
Gotta feed the hot hand, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. That's tip. That even sounded like I jammed a finger right there. That made a nasty sound.
And now for the Big Reds, Zach Bostic.
Bajuk back into the game. Replaces Dennis Barth on the floor. Minute 25 left to go in the second quarter. 19-18, Big Reds in front. Kashat looks back at his head coach, Ryan Joseph, for the play call. A.J. Alston makes a move. And Titans going to elect here to just hold on to the basketball. A little dangerous pass inside, a little up and under move by Cindric. I don't know if Cindric needed to make that difficult of a play.
No, I thought he was expecting to get hammered, and they didn't touch him. That's kind of the inexperience of the youngster.
Instead of just taking that straight up, he went with the up and under move and kind of contorted his body, had his back to the basket, flipped the ball up and over his head, and missed everything.
Belante in the game now, spark plug off the bench.
Donovan Harris now with under a minute left to go in the first half. Josh Johnson drives baseline. Bajuk comes over the top of everyone to come down with the rebound. Now tapped out of bounds. Last touched by the Big Reds.
Oh, that might have been touched by the. Oh, I thought he pointed to Chippewa Valley, but I think he said off-white. Stevenson ball, and I agree with that call.
The official's getting ready to point towards the wall and changed his mind at the last second. Yes, sir.
He went that away.
Cindric draws a triple team, firing up the jumper, no good. That was last touch by Johnson.
Yeah, if you're the Big Reds, you get that shot up all day long.
Yeah, that was a rush attempt there, to say the least. Caden Bollinger, the senior, he's going to check out. Landon Cutlip, junior, 6'4", so Titans bringing some height.
Almost wholesale changes except for Bashuk and Wright.
Cutlip, the tallest Titan on the roster at 6'4". Cindric, what a move. Oh boy, individual effort.
Oh, he's gonna be special, only a freshman. Oh, look at this, they caught him sleeping, but can't turn it over.
Titans quickly up the floor. Now James will go back with it. Cindric has 6 points into the corner, now back out to the perimeter. Gotta hurry. And Kashat drills it and draws contact. Glares back at his visitor's bench.
Yeah, that's a bad foul, and you just got him knocked down to 3, and now he's gonna get a chance for a 4-point play. It seemed like a couple minutes ago we were talking about how the Titans couldn't score, and next thing you know, a chance for 14 points here, or 10 points in the quarter.
And they will get their 10th point of the quarter as Kashat capitalizes on the 4-point play. Right! Three-quarter court doesn't go. And that big 4-point play gives the Titans a 5-point lead heading into the halftime break. 24-19 our score. Jeff, your first half thoughts?
Yeah, kind of a sputtering end of the quarter there for the Big Reds. I'm sure Coach Smith's going to address that at the half. The Titans just kind of used those last minute or minute and a half to kind of push themselves out. So both teams right now, the biggest thing is the turnovers. You have to cut that down if you're going to want to take control of this ball game. It's right now who's going to turn the ball over less.
We'll take a quick break here on Chippewa Valley Cable Television, but when we come back in roughly 10 minutes, it'll be the start of the second half of play. Don't go anywhere.
Realize this, random events do not provide top-level results. They produce random results. If you train all different times a day, training effect doesn't take place. Anybody who's successful, they're creatures of habit. That means they get up the same time, they go to bed at the same time, they eat their meals the same time, they train at the same time. If you don't have some kind of a method to the way you're living your life on a day-to-day basis, it's pretty difficult to make progress.
And we are back. Brad Fetters alongside Jeff Vitale, nearly set to go third quarter of play. MAC Red basketball between our Chippewa Valley Big Reds and the Stevenson Titans. Stevenson in front, 24-19. And Jeff, really the story, the Titans just 3 players with points in this basketball game, but Sam Kashat that leads all scorers with 13.
Yeah, turnovers that kept the Titans around, and then that big 4-point play right before the half, and it's kind of nip and tuck all the way through, and that 4-point play has been kind of a turning point there, right before the intermission. So we'll see the adjustments that they made at halftime, and both teams got to kind of clean it up a little bit.
Yeah, it hasn't been pretty tonight, to say the least, but you know what? 2 teams kicking off a little bit of rust in the new year.
Reminds me a little of basketball I'm used to watching.
It's been a battle. It's been a battle for points, to say the least.
We kind of talked about coming in, too, Brad, about how important it was you didn't want to be 0-3, and they're both playing like it.
Titans looking for their first road victory of the season. Hanging, can't hit.
Hey,
Amua.
Point-blank range just kind of slammed it off that board there. Yeah, a little bit of a finesse there, big fella.
So I mentioned only 3 Titans with points. Chippewa Valley has 6 different scorers, led thus far by Jordan Wright with 5 and 1 opportunity coming up for Cass Sanders.
That's the one thing Jordan can do too, is not only get to the basket and demands attention, but now dumps it off, makes a nice play there. Very high basketball IQ, and I was just kind of thinking that, getting ready to say, I think the Big Reds really need to start establishing him, because I really don't think the Titans have anyone that can guard Jordan Wright.
Well, a little bit of a facilitator there in the paint. Jordan Wright really has worked on his long-range game, has kind of developed into a 3-point shooter as well as being that post presence. Kashat just quickly dives for the rim.
Yeah, just not cutting off the dribbler and just letting him go all the way to the basket. And by the time you do, it's too late, and put him back on the free throw line.
And he has been a perfect 4 for 4 from the free throw line here tonight.
Attaboy. The announcer Jinx does it again. Ball a little left, but a 4 for 5 at the high school level is you can shoot it over 60%. That's pretty good free throw percentage. Kashat's 5 out of 6, so 83 is outstanding.
5-out look now for Chippewa Valley. So we mentioned Wright becoming a mid-range to long-range shooter, and now he goes down into the post. He's going to bang bodies down there. Good footwork to avoid the travel call. Caleb Folks into the game. First action for him. Now into the corner for Wright. Tried to drive baseline, got cut off there. And Timbuk with some terrific defense. And now the Big Reds will reset. Jordan Wright goes behind the back, step through, and they're going to call him for a travel.
Yeah, he tried a Euro, but it was more of a drag Euro. Not the best way I can describe that.
I called it a step through.
Yeah, I like yours better.
A little confusion there in front of the scorer's table. Tough dribble handoff controlled by Kashat. Kashat gonna go now, draws contact. And they're gonna say foul on the floor. Sam disagrees. Gives out a verbal no to the official. Don't think he's going to change the ref's mind, though.
I don't think he's going to change. All he's going to do is kind of start to annoy him, or eventually might be a T coming his way.
A little politicking taking place.
You know, do your job, let the refs do your job. Pretty soon you're not going to be getting any calls.
Amua has it now.
I learned that the hard way over the years.
Tim Buck, little tap back. Amua forced to pick up his dribble. Nice defense coming in from the help side by Sanders. Gets the tie up.
Yeah, and that jump ball is almost as good as a steal, given the possession arrow.
Oh, looky there. Lanier, takes a hard foul. Think Lanier's familiar with being the first player down the floor?
He was the first player down the floor almost every time in the football field. Not many people like covering him. Apparently you don't like it in basketball either.
And Lanier going to try to work out a little bit of a stinger on that left elbow as he took a hard shot as he went to the hardwood.
That hurt a little bit.
We have two freebies coming up, 25-22 after the Big Red timeout. 5:40 left to go here in the third.
Got to find a way to slow Kashat down. He's got 14 points, 14 of their 25 points. You got to start to slow him down and start making him dish to some other guys and make them beat you.
2 additional Chippewa Valley, check that, we'll have 3 additional Big Red broadcasts this season. Our next scheduled broadcast will take place on January 10th against L'Anse Creuse North. We have the rematch with Dakota. That's going to be a home game for Chippewa Valley on the 16th of January. And then our final Chippewa Valley Big Red boys broadcast of the season will take place on January 18th. That'll be a home contest against Grosse Pointe South. So mark your calendars, 3 more opportunities to see your Big Reds in action right here on Chippewa Valley Cable Television.
Yeah, lots of opportunities to see the boys, and then coming up pretty soon too, the ladies, as the Lady Big Reds off to a 3-1 start, and the Lady Cougars rocking and rolling. We'll see them tomorrow at Dakota against Eisenhower at Dakota. 6-1, Coach McEwen's team looking very, very good, off to a good start. Last game, Tambry Williams, 23 points and 24 rebounds. I thought it was more like 87 rebounds myself. But
well, once again, unofficial.
Yeah, unofficial.
Yep. Yeah, the Dakota Cougars girls team top 20 in the state of Michigan. Some have them in the top 15. Just starting to scratch the surface, though, over there at Dakota. Now we got a hold away from the basketball. And that one's going to go against Ray Hester, I believe.
You know, and over the last several years, you've seen the Big Red ladies about averaging in the 30s. They're over 50 points a game right now, Brad.
And now another foul in the backcourt. This one's going to go against Caleb Fulks. And that's going to be the 5th team foul with just 2.5 minutes gone by in this third quarter. So it's going to be free throws, 2 free throws, the rest of the way now for the Titans in this third quarter.
Again, and you got Kashat on the line, who's 5 of 6, shooting 83%. So not the guy you want to put on the free throw line.
That was some fast math, Mr. Vitale.
That's kind of my job there, Mr. Fetters.
Some changes to the Big Red lineup as Fulks and Lanier check out. So it's a split for Kashat. The lead back up to 2 for the Titans, 26-24. Rayshawn Hester trying to find a teammate. Fires a fastball down low and one. Count that baby and the foul.
Sanders
Yeah.
with 5 quick ones here in this third quarter.
Nice finish using the left hand. Young basketball players, that's why your coach always tells you got to be good with both hands, because if he shot that right-handed, he would have been shooting an and one right now. Great job using that left hand, using that right hand to keep the defender off. A chance to give the Big Reds the lead.
And gets the shooter's touch at the line as well.
Home rim, that front of the rim just grabbed that ball, Brad, and pulled it on back.
So that 3-point play gives the Big Reds the lead once again as we kind of seesaw back and forth. 3 on its way, no good. Tapped around and controlled by the Big Reds. Donovan Harris over to Joshua Anderson. They'll swing it around the perimeter. Wright's 3, no good. Kashat tapped it all the way out to midcourt, out of bounds into the scorer's table. And it'll be Stevenson basketball.
4 guys went for that ball and no one touched it.
Amazing. And everyone avoided the scorer's table.
Right. Well, if you notice what the Big Reds did in the last possession now is that they're running an extra defender at Kashat, making him give the ball up. That's good coaching there by Coach Smith, you know, to get that ball out of his hands right now. Not a lot of other offensive weapons on the floor for the Titans.
Into the corner, another 3 try. This time it's good. Lucas Timbuck, his first bucket of the night's a big one from distance. A little nickel and dimer there.
They've been pretty consistent on that call, so the next foul is going to bonus basketball 3.5 minutes in, possibly.
Cindric with the reach and foul. Cass Sanders inbounds. Donovan Harris now running the point for Chippewa Valley. Yo-Yo's a basketball in his right hand, knocked off of it by Kashat, and then the reach and foul. A little frustration there.
Yeah, big time frustration foul, but that's going to give him 2 shots.
So right away, we see the new rule come into play.
Yeah, that's a bad foul. You know, granted, you lost the ball there. You might have thought you might have got a foul, but to put them back in the line, you just got to be smarter than that.
Cindric pulls the trigger and gets the bucket to fall.
And we've
another free throw coming up.
We've already mentioned how the young man doesn't look like a freshman out there. You know, both teams have some young guys on this team that we're going to get to see play for the next 3-4 years here.
Really, Ross and Timbuck, the only ones supplying some secondary offense right now for Sam Kashat. Cindric with 7. Kashat right now with 15 of the Titans' 30 points. Johnson trying to find Wright in the post. Now Wright will come out to the perimeter.
Put a little bit bigger body on Wright. He's using his body as best he can, not letting him get the ball.
Has a man on his hip, that's Timbuck. Altered that shot momentarily, and the result's a miss. Kashat skying up, deflecting the pass. Harris, whoa, Harris kept the ball in bounds. A little 3-on-1. Harris takes it to the rack.
Yeah, if you're Timbuck, what do? You go up and stop ball and give up the alley-oop possibly? Look at Saul.
And Cindric can't get it to fall. And in the process, committed the foul, his second.
Now we're 3:35 left in the quarter, and we're both at bonus basketball here. So much for that free throw shooting contest.
So Dennis Barth to the line. And Big Red's a perfect 4 for 4 from the line in the third quarter. Barth gives the ball a spin. Oh boy, misses it short.
Yeah, not a lot of legs on his first one. Then he seems to kind of get himself set enough where he puts it in the second time. So
yeah, he kind of resets, doesn't he?
There's a lot of revolutions on that basketball.
Whoa, nearly had a lane violation. Much better attempt there. So it's a split, 30-30, 3:30 left to go in the third. C.J. Alston, cross-court pass into the court. Oh, big swat away. Block shot by Donovan Harris.
Mr. Schill tried to give him a high five before he walked away, and he kind of left him hanging there. That block got go throughout the entire gym.
Echoed through the gymnasium.
echoed.
A quick feed down low. Tim Buck hacked. He'll go to the line to shoot two.
Well, hopefully both teams got a deep bench. We might have a lot of guys left in this game when it's all said and done.
Yeah, you look up at the big board. Titans got 3 guys right now on the floor with 2 fouls. Donovan Harris has 2 for the Big Reds.
Just like the scoring, they spaced out the fouls too. Tim Buck's come out with a nice quarter here. He just hit a free throw. He's hit a 3, so he's knocked out 4 quick points for them after not hitting it all in the beginning. So, you get some of these other guys to step up, and your team becomes very dangerous down the stretch.
Yeah, that Tim Buck 3 is the only field goal in this quarter for the Titans so far. It's kind of been an up and down game. There's Barth from the corner. He knocks it down.
Yeah,
what an answer.
Yeah, you can't give him that. He's explosive from there. Look at this move. A nice hop step. Out of control, though.
Ross blows it. Big Reds using some of that speed, and it's Barth again.
Josh Johnson on a beautiful no-look pass.
Barth 9 points in the ball game, including 6 here in the third. Stevenson needs a timeout with 2:42 left to go in the third. They find themselves trailing by 4, biggest Big Red lead of the night.
That's what we said about this Big Red team. They can be explosive and put some points up in a hurry. You saw, the free throw, you come right back down. You hit the 3, you come right back down, hit a 2. Next thing you know, 6 points and just so quick. And now you're down 4. And good timeout there by the Titans. But, this team can just be so explosive. If they can maintain that, imagine what this team could put up points-wise.
They have outscored the Titans in this quarter 16-7. A big answer by the Big Reds coming out of the halftime break. Corey Smith really detailed a terrific second half game plan.
Oh, and they went to that 1-2-2, which is what they did in the first half, but they kind of just turned the pressure up a little bit. And, of course, double teaming Kashat, getting the ball out of his hands, I think has kind of helped the Big Reds also kind of slow him down a little bit.
And we talked about it, the depth to this Big Red team and how it's not one player that's called upon to lead them night in and night out. Jordan Wright, arguably the best player. I think that's safe to say. And we're going to get a carry call. Jordan Wright held to 5 points tonight.
Yeah.
Just 1 made field goal.
Yeah, no, the Titans have done a nice job on them, but the Big Reds have gotten some nice contributions from Sanders, from Harris, from Johnson.
Barth has 9 points.
Yes, Barth has played well. So they're getting that other balance that they need in the depth of this team. So
Donovan Harris, Titan crowd wanted a travel call. Harris gets it right back, drives the lane, draws contact, and will shoot 2. Boy, oh boy, this game has come to a grinding halt.
Well, we shot quite a bit of free throws. This is going to be what, the seventh and eighth free throws for the Big Reds, and the Titans have popped in a few. So, yeah, we've gotten to a free throw shooting contest. The good news is it resets, and the whole purpose of the rule comes to fruition a little bit, because can you imagine what that fourth quarter would be like?
Shooting 2 free throws the entire
Get home
quarter.
at 10:30. That's past my bedtime.
You and me both. Harris knocks them both down, and they're able to apply that full court pressure. Tim Buck able to escape it. And he tried to explore the lane, and cutting that pass off, Jordan Wright. Up ahead, Harris for 3.
They have exploded, Brad.
Lead up to 9, and Stevenson needs another timeout. What an answer here tonight by the Big Reds. This has been impressive to say the least.
That's been an incredible third quarter. They were down 5 at the half and now up 9. That's a 14-point swing. That's massive. I mean, that's a huge turnaround. The Big Reds right now, it started with the pressure. You haven't seen a lot of turnovers. They're turning the Titans over. They're frustrating Kashat, who kind of hasn't started to get it going this quarter, and they're cashing in. Harris has had a big quarter. Barth has had a big quarter.
So looking ahead to the Chippewa Valley upcoming games, we mentioned that L'Anse Creuse North game. That one will air right here on Chippewa Valley Cable Television. That one will take place on Wednesday, January 10th. And then they'll turn around and take on Roseville on the road Friday, January 12th. So that's next week, L'Anse Creuse North and Roseville. The following week, we'll have Chippewa Valley in back-to-back home contests against Dakota and Grosse Pointe South. So a little bit of a loaded home schedule here the next couple weeks for the Big Reds.
You want to talk about how to climb the ladder when you can knock off Stevenson, and then if you can get L'Anse Creuse North and Roseville, the two teams ahead of you, now you get to go into the meat of your schedule against the two home opponents that you lost to at home and maybe get them and put yourself right in the thick of the race.
Yeah, if they're able to pick up, say, these 3 or 4 wins in a row, all of a sudden you're right into the thick of things come the middle of January.
Let's not mention the pressure Josh Anderson's put on Kashat. He's been one of the big spark plugs in this quarter of kind of getting the Big Reds going. They have taken their defense up several notches this quarter, and the Titans were not ready for it.
Yeah, Kashat has not had a field goal in this third quarter. He's able to knock down 3 shots in the first quarter, had a big 3-pointer in the second. As they have relied on Tim Buck here in this third quarter. Tim Buck now 6 points in the third frame.
Tim Buck's had a great quarter.
So credit the Titans, right? You locked down Kashat, and you relied on Tim Buck now for your scoring. Josh Johnson tried to turn the corner. Gets a screen, goes up with the bunny, no good. And what an effort there by Barth. He never really had control of that basketball, but he sold the effort enough where he got the benefit of the doubt by the officials.
Maybe give Dennis Barth the next part of the next Chippewa Valley production there. He did a nice job there selling that.
And Coach Ryan Joseph said the exact same thing.
He's letting him know it.
His choice of words wasn't quite as nice as yours.
No, not at all. And he doesn't say it quietly either.
Yeah, I guarantee you Coach Joseph will not be buying a ticket to said production.
No. Yet I don't think some of these officials are going to get a Christmas card next year from Coach Joseph either.
Coach Barth, Dennis Barth, the lefty knocks down both. Not quite yet, Coach. Well, what a quarter of basketball for Dennis Barth.
23 points in a quarter for the Big Reds.
And Barth has 8 of them. Yeah, they were stuck at 19 at half, 23 now in this quarter, and we get another steal by Harris. Harris goes to Hester and gets it right back. They're going to slow things down.
Well, they're making good decisions with the basketball. They're not turning it over, and they're getting turnovers. And that's been the big turnaround.
And
that was a late
Foul.
charge.
Very late call.
Coach Smith is a little flabbergasted over there. He's kind of like, okay.
And because it is a offensive foul, will not count towards the team total, so the Titans will not shoot free throws.
Ooh.
Oh, boy, you're right. Cindric nearly lost the dribble. And Titans got to get across the timeline. They will. Into the corner. That's Tim Buck again. Had to rush the shot because the outstretched hands of Sanders. Barth quickly ahead. There's another circus shot attempt. Bounces around. Plenty of time to get off a shot. Clock stops with 6 seconds remaining in the third.
One thing that has not changed this game is the offensive rebounding of the Big Reds.
They've been phenomenal. Control the glass. Now Landon Cutlip will come in and supply some size.
Yeah.
Make this inbound pass a little more difficult for the Big Reds.
Yeah, he's a big kid.
6'4". Harris will trigger. Finds right. Straight away 3. Rattles out. And desperation heave by Barth. No good.
They ran into each other. Couldn't get it off.
42-33 our score. Big Reds in front by 9. But boy, oh boy, did they turn the momentum around in that third quarter.
Oh, huge quarter. They're down 24-19 at the half. That's a 23-9 turnaround. Talk about some great halftime adjustments, and sometimes just hitting that reset button at halftime kind of gets you set into their ways. And the biggest thing was, I thought, Brad, they just didn't turn the ball over as much in that quarter and really frustrated the Titans a little bit. Kashat didn't get going, and they kind of used that to turn away, and they jacked up their defensive intensity and really pushed them out there.
Chippewa Valley outscoring the Titans 23-9 in that third quarter. That is making adjustments. Now, there's another coach here at Chippewa Valley that could make some pretty good adjustments. That was Scott Merchant. I'd like to congratulate Scott Merchant on taking the Lawrence Tech head coaching position. He's going to take his coaching abilities to the next level.
Had a little going away party for him the other night at Bubba's. A lot of people came out to show support. 15 great years here. Division I state championship in 2018. District championships, regional championships. I mean, he had a great 15 years here. We wish Coach the best. Even though our number one fan, Chippewa Valley Cable, is going away, hopefully he still continues to watch.
Well, yeah, he's not going to be quite as busy on Friday night, so he'll be able now to tune in live and watch the Big Reds, as well as Jeff Vitale and Brad Fetters on the call next year.
We'll have to make sure once he gets that LTU email, we start sending him some links, and he can still kind of keep in touch with Chippewa Valley Cable. But, Coach, we wish you the best, and very excited to see who's going to take over the Big Reds program.
That'll be a big decision that needs to be made, as Chippewa Valley football has become really perennial powers in the state of Michigan. Another long postseason run once again this past year, and congratulations to head coach Scott Merchant.
I'll tell you, one thing we got to mention right now, Lucas Timbuck has done a great job on Jordan Wright. I know he just got the ball down and low and scored on him, but Lucas Timbuck has given a boatload of size up, and he is just battling and pushing and shoving him. It's only his 7th point, and he's been pretty much on him the whole evening. And he's done an outstanding job defensively on the Big Reds player. They just had other players step up.
Yeah, Timbuck giving about 4 or 5 inches away to Jordan Wright. He's getting another block shot.
I'm pretty sure we're pretty close to a technical here.
It's almost like Coach Joseph wants to get teed up, as he leaves the coach's box once again. And they gave Chippewa Valley the ball. Oh, boy, the Titans bench is going to be just absolutely flabbergasted. Coach Joseph was so busy yelling at the referee, he didn't even realize that they awarded possession to Chippewa Valley there. He watched in surprise as the ball went zipping past him. A little 2-on-1, look at that. Oh, pretty move there by Donovan Harris. Cindric draws contact and will shoot 2. And Coach
They're
Corey
taking
Smith
turns.
now.
They're taking turns. Coach Smith's got, well, he bumped him and sent him back, and then the shot went up and he blocked it. So both coaches can't win here.
These are the moments, Jeff, where I would just kill to be courtside broadcasting this game. Just picking up on the chatter back and forth between the two head coaches. That's something we miss here at Chippewa Valley, being up at the top of the bleachers.
There was a time where we used to be set up next to the table. That's where I would love to be honest with you. So, Mr. Calderon.
So it's a split at the line for Cindric. Oh, no look pass. Jordan Wright.
That's starting, though, because the Titans aren't getting back on defense. They shot a free throw, and the Big Reds beat them down the floor.
Yeah. Chippewa Valley amping up the intensity, to say the least, here in the second half. Pretty little move there by Ross. Lost control of the dribble, gets it back, goes into the corner for Cutlip. So Cutlip stays in the game and try to supply some size down low to counter Wright.
Bastiuk read that all the way and then threw a nice pass.
Through the hands of Hester, incomplete.
With the hands he had on the football field, you figure he would nab that pretty easily, but no. He was looking to make a move before that ball got to him. It was a great pass by Bastiuk. Great interception. Read that all the way.
And Bajuk come back out, and we'll go immediately over to the bench and readjust his knee brace. And now it looks like he's going to take it off, so it appears his night is done. Harris, hard foul, go to the line to shoot 2.
And we're 10 minutes into the second half. and the Titans have scored 10 points. The Big Red you can't just say enough about what the Big Red defense is. 180 this basketball game.
Kashad had 13 first half points. He's been held to 2, and the 2 points he's been held to were earned at the free throw line. So a terrific job defensively of shutting down the Titans' top threat. And that is one thing that Corey Smith is phenomenal at. He goes out of his way to try to cut down the opponent's top threat.
Yeah, well, that's film study, and he was a JV coach for Coach Voss for years, so obviously he's learned quite a bit in his time here at Chippewa Valley also, and the right guy to take over the program. And I'm gonna call a foul when he knocked him over. When you're up 13, though, you don't get as upset with those calls.
Coach Voss and his 529 career victories in attendance tonight. A spot high atop the bleachers just behind the Chippewa Valley home bench.
Yeah, when you've been around as long as he has, it's kind of hard to go away, you know what I mean? You kind of come and watch. Obviously much more relaxing now. Might dunk.
Josh Anderson skied up for the dunk.
I think you heard Coach Smith tell me he was going to miss it, too. Oh, that's travel.
And Kashad.
Yeah, a little hiccup step there, and that wasn't really picked up. Did you see that? Okay.
Yeah, a little hesitation.
I mean, I'm getting a little older. My eyesight's not as good, but I could have swore I saw that.
Well, Zach Bezuk. I don't know. He doesn't appear to be too happy, Jeff. Kind of taking my eyes off the action and looking over at the Chippewa Valley sideline.
Oh, I might have kind of tweaked a little bit.
Yeah, he's got his shoes off and his knee brace.
And for the Big Reds, Adrian Kosticki.
Well, trying to, might be a little sore. You're using muscles and tendons you haven't used in a while. You've been trying to get back healthy, and hopefully he's okay. He's just his night's done, and he's trying to get some rest and get off it. What a job there by Lanier. Look at this. Oh. Chippewa Valley kind of running circles around the Titans right now. Look at this move.
This end-to-end action certainly keeping our camera guys busy.
We went from a grinded out first half to this like UNLV running Rebel basketball right here, the 90s.
Yeah, a little Showtime Lakers maybe.
Man.
And Johnson with the pull-up jumper, no good. Tapped around and controlled by the Titans. Now Kashad wants to run down the floor. He floats up a shot.
Oh.
And we're going to get a blocking call. Boy, oh boy.
He was planted.
Yeah, that's a bailout call there, I think.
Joshua Emerson.
Matthew Custer and Dominic Vitale, our camera operators tonight. Jim Calderon, our director. Joe Chapo working the graphics. We got the A crew working tonight, Jeff Vitale.
Is that me you're referring to? Or?
Absolutely.
Got to come over and watch a little JV basketball after practice, and the Big Red freshman team pulled out a 68-33 win, and the JV contest went to the Titans. And the varsity here trying to make it a 2 out of 3.
47-39, 4:10 now left to go in the fourth. In and out of the hands of Adrian Kuznicki. Empty trip down the floor for the Big Reds. Still a lot of time in this basketball game, Jeff.
We just mentioned, too, how they were kind of turnover free in the last couple possessions, kind of speeding things up a little bit. It's got a little sloppy.
Still have to get it.
Oh, boy.
Across the finish line. And I guess the same could be said for the Titans, as that's a costly turnover.
And you make a dribbler who's a little weak pick his dribble up in the backcourt, you really make him a sitting duck.
So I just got word from our live truck that I made a mistake. Joe Chapo directing tonight. Jim Calderon running graphics.
Put JC on the bench?
I put the big guy on the bench. We got Mr. Chapo running the point. Corey Smith going to take a quick timeout. Lead up to 10. 3:23 left to go. 49-39 Big Reds.
I was going to say, it says he's called 2 timeouts. I don't remember Coach Smith calling timeout at all, except until to now.
So we mentioned legendary head coach here at Chippewa Valley, Kevin Voss. We mentioned Scott Merchant. We need to make mention of Rick By, the legendary head football coach of the Sterling Heights Stevenson Titans of the early 2000s, late 90s. He got the honor
80s.
Recently of having the field house at Sterling Heights Stevenson named in his honor. It'll be forever known as the Rick By Field House at Stevenson High School.
Well, I remember playing against those guys when they were sending, 1 or 2 guys to Michigan and major Division I schools and even very good Division, MAC and even good Division II schools. So he had a heck of a run at Stevenson and, well deserved. I mean, the guys that have done those things for those high schools deserve to be honored like that, and that's important. Here at Chippewa Valley, you got Clem's Corner, legendary, coach with Kevin Voss, who I had an opportunity to play for. Those guys deserve those kind of things and put that kind of time in, the longevity they put that time in for. A lot of hours they've logged with these kids, trying to just not only make them better players, but better people.
Yeah. And head coaches, including yourself, are very unsung heroes, developing our future.
Well, and to pull it off, you got to have supportive families too, because you kind of give up some time with them. But Josh Johnson, I thought has played a very good game today. Very balanced, very controlled. Nice, knocks down a nice 3. He's been battling Kashat the whole game.
7 points for the super sophomore. And now a near steal. Titans able to avoid the turnover. Trying to drive baseline.
Oh. He lost the handle on that and just bailed him out. You reward a guy going out of control of the basket. And I always look, though, when they make those calls, I look at the other coach, and they're not arguing. It can't be that bad of a call.
Right.
Because, let's be honest, the 2 head coaches tonight have worn out the ears of the officials.
Yeah, they have tiptoed that line, haven't they? They haven't quite stepped over it, but they've tiptoed that line. They've seen as what they could get away with here tonight.
They've tap-danced around it a few times. Well, it's been entertaining for us to watch as well.
Coach Joseph Stevenson working that far side official.
He is.
One Titan foul in the 4th. 4 team fouls now for the Big Reds. Kashat trying to work on Josh Johnson. Josh Johnson not giving him much room to operate, and Kashat gets to bank the fall.
Yeah, just a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, and that's what that was, enforcing his will.
So now all of a sudden, Sam Kashat working himself back into this game offensively for the Titans. No call there. Numbers for the Big Reds. They'll slow things down. Good heads-up play.
Yeah, run some clock. There's no shot clock. We got an 11-point lead.
Driving baseline. Up and under, no good. Follow-up is no good either. Boy, oh boy.
A lot of offensive rebounds.
Koznicki had a couple opportunities. Palante had a couple of shots at it as well, and now it'll be Josh Johnson to just slow things down. Feeds it down low to right. Here comes the double team. Tough play along the baseline. Kicks it out to Valenti.
A lot of hand checking. That's not being called. That's only allowed in the NBA, folks. Can't play defense with your hands.
Harris down low. Koznicki and 1. That should pretty much do it.
Hey, he's a crowd favorite here, so that's nice to see that play. Watch him go up strong and put it in. His teammates love him. He plays hard. Coach Joseph, as you can see, the guys coming off the bench, he's kind of saying, good game, guys, and he's going to bring some guys in to get some minutes and some experience.
Yep, emptying the bench.
Coach Smith will oblige.
Koznicki, the 10th Big Red to score a point here tonight. Total team effort.
Yeah, in the depth. I mean, and Kashat ended up with 20 points. Great night for him.
Tapped around. Jordan Wright Try to keep that play alive, volleyball style. Andre Buford. Timmy Kaiser for three, no good. Ripped down by Caleb Folks, quickly up ahead to Johnson, followed up by Klosnicki.
That's just a timeout sub right there.
Well, make mention of that upcoming schedule once again for the Big Reds. They'll get a little bit of a breather, 6 days in fact, before taking on Lance Cruz North on January 10th. That is a home game, so make sure you come on down to the Valley to watch that one. If you can't make it for any reason, tune it in right here on Chippewa Valley Cable Television. And then next Friday will be a road contest against Roseville. So the meat of the MAC Red schedule taking place now. Things are going to get interesting from here on out. Really a nice answer tonight after the long break by the Big Reds. They really took control of the second half. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, you got a little sampler of MAC Red play before the holiday break, and now it's a full course meal of MAC Red basketball as we kind of get into the meat of things. And you're going to see not only the Big Red boys, but the Big Red ladies and the Lady Cougars as well as the men's Cougar team. So a lot of basketball coming up, and hope you follow us all season long on Chippewa Valley Cable.
Terrific plug. Nice job on that.
Yeah, I learned from the best.
I
Listen to you all the time.
couldn't have done it any better myself. That was like a professional read there, Jeff Vitale.
Well, alley-oop.
Backdoor. Oh, that's a pretty play by Kashat. Where's that been all game long?
Well, because it's against an empty bench of the Big Reds, not to make any, put down that play because it was a nicely run play, but they did not run that play against the Big Red starters.
Jake Clay into the game now, wearing double deuces, 22 for Chippewa Valley, as they will try to kill off some clock, and now we got a moving screen called against Jake Clay.
And gotta make sure your feet are set.
Owen Pemberton got the start here tonight, 5'11" senior. It's a three, and it's good. Landon Cutlip. So the Titans going to make this one a little bit more respectable. Still a 10-point margin. 5 quick ones scored by the Titans, and that will do it. 56-46, our final score. Chippewa Valley improves to 6-4 overall, but more importantly, 1-2 now in the MAC Red. The Stevenson Titans fall to 1-8 and 0-3 in league play. Jeff, some going away thoughts for the viewers tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it was a huge third quarter that really kind of pushed the Big Reds out in front and then to stay, turned up the defensive intensity, limited the turnovers, and going forward the rest of the season, it's just watching those turnovers and keeping the pressure. They can score points in a hurry, but when you keep giving the ball back to their team, that keeps them hanging around close or even helps you drop some games. So that was a great second half, and looking forward to the rest of the season next week when we play Lance Cruz North.
For our incredibly hard-working Chippewa Valley Cable Television crew, my broadcast partner, Jeff Vitale, I'm Brad Fetter saying goodnight one final time from the Valley. Once again, your home Big Reds take it by the final score over the Stevenson Titans, 56-46. Thank you so much for watching this Chippewa Valley Cable Television production. We'll see you next time right here on CVC TV.